this morning. I don't know what I'm on my other phone, so yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I have a lot that I want to do. I apologize for the delay. Good morning, good morning. That's okay because there's no one out there anyway. But that's okay. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. Yeah, let me get over here to my tablet so that when folks do come in, I can welcome them in. It says Meri Abrams is alive. Hi, Ann, Social Butterfly. Good morning. Let me zoom in a little. It sure is different from up here to down there on my tablet. Up here, I see it closer in. Sorry for the ride. Well, I'm still, but that's okay because I have a lot to show this morning. Good morning, good morning. Welcome in, Anne. I hope some other folks find me. I have a happy mail that I got earlier this week, I believe. And I was always going to show it, and I forgot. This is a card from Judy Patton. It's an autumn card. I'm going to put it in my November journal. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? Thank you, Judy. And then when you open it up, it says, "Hi, Meri. I'm glad to hear you're well." Thank you so much. My brother, we had to take my brother to the doctor yesterday for a checkup. It wasn't anything serious, but he's got to go back again next Wednesday. So we've been, and then next Monday, I have a dentist appointment. So doctors have been in our lives lately. We've been getting familiar with all the doctors in our area. It says, "Hi, Meri, I'm glad to know you're well," and I am well. It says, "Love to watch YouTube. I like to make cards and stamps. I'll be 81 on November 1st. Take care." So happy birthday, Judy. November 1st is 10 days ago, but happy birthday anyway. Happy birthday, Judy, and thank you for the card. So that will go in my November journal. I'm going to put it up there. Penelope is here. This is my pincushion doll. Hi, Becky. Good morning, Becky. I need to catch up on watching your videos, but I will. Penelope's here. This is my pincushion doll. She's been with me for a long time. She kind of supervises. I'm working on a Christmas tree, and I did get my bamboo. And excuse me for the knocking my phone, but this will go in here, and I bought a styrofoam for it. So, and then I'll hot glue it in, but I have to paint it. And one is about 4 inches taller than the other one, and I think I'll use the tallest one. Well, I don't know. I kind of like the tall one, but we'll paint them both and we'll decide that later. I'm going to paint them white, hopefully this morning. And this is a mushroom container that I use sand to paint. And what it is sand, glue, and paint. And I had used this Deco Art. Well, that's not the one. But it's a silvery color. I can't put my hands on it right now. But it did dry transparent, so I had to go over and paint it white again. But I like this because it looks like concrete. And it's got a little sparkles on the bottom. So I might paint this with the sparkly again just to cheer it up a little. I have a haul. I was able to get to the thrift store. Let's put this aside for now. And I'm working on my old-fashioned Santa Claus. As you can see, I haven't even been in here. Let me tip my camera just a bit. Let me tip my camera just a bit here. Which way? This way. That way? There we go. morning, Kimberly. Let me refresh my chat over here so I can see. We got 12 out there. If you're out there in the balcony listening in, welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you all doing this morning? And Kimberly and Becky are in here chatting. Come say good morning. So we're going to cut these out. I might have to cut these with an X-Acto knife or a very sharp pair of scissors because that's pretty heavy cardboard. And I need to take pictures of these before I cut them out. But I've got 8 of them here, and I think that's enough for. And then I'm cutting branches. As you can see, I haven't progressed far. I was going to do these offline. I'm cutting branches for that tree, and they'll open up. I'm not going to bother opening both of them up, but they'll open up and they'll become branches on my tree. And so I've got all sorts of stuff. I've just been busy with other things in my life other than art. I'm cutting these. I want to put those down with the concrete container. Will it fit in there? Well, sort of. And I'm carving stamps. I'm carving tatting stamps. Now, we had our last class before Thanksgiving, until after Thanksgiving, on Tuesday. So, and when I was at the dollar store, I bought a little box for my tatting stamps to go into because I want them all separate. But I'm working on that. Kind of clearing my desk off here. I got a bit of a haul. Let's start with the Dollar Tree haul. Got a Dollar Tree haul here. Let's see. Let's say good morning. Kimberly says good morning. Ann says good morning. And Becky says good morning. And Chaz. There's Chaz. I had a bit of an issue getting on this morning. I don't know. My phone seemed stuck. It wouldn't go live. So I switched phones is what I did. Good morning, Chaz, Kimberly, Becky, and Ann. And everybody up in the balcony watching. So let's go ahead and I bought some more of these little, these are a bit smaller, but this one's getting pretty used. So I bought some of these. I use them for little cups when I'll put them over here where I can reach them when I need them. I got some Christmas towels these will go out in the kitchen, kind of cheer up the kitchen. I bought 2 of them, Christmas barns. Have yourself a merry little Christmas and may your holidays be bright. And then I like to put this under it's a dish drying mat. I put it under the little wire piece that we have there. It catches all the draining water. I'll put those out in the kitchen. Put those over there for now. I bought me some Christmas socks. A little polar bear sock. My toes get cold. And then I went in. I bought a 2024 calendar. That will go for next year. I bought some little red jingle bells for my white tree. And they're pretty light. I've got 3 packages of them. And then it looks like I bought some. I don't remember getting these, but I must. This is all Dollar Tree. Bought some larger ones. Oh, I bought 4 packages of them. And some little wooden snowflakes. Oh, and I put these drainers in our kitchen sink to catch all so it doesn't go down, because we don't have a garbage disposal. And so the food waste, the little things, this catches all the food waste that prevent it from going down in the kitchen. I bought some earring findings for when I tat. I'm learning how to shuttle tat, you guys, and let me tell you, it is a learning experience. And then I got some little night light bulbs for the little Christmas village that we have out on the buffet. The bulbs went out. So let me put these with the towels, and those will all go out in the kitchen. And let's see, do I have an empty little box here? I should. If I can reach it. Can I reach it? Get my toe in the right place here. Put those little pieces. Reach. Yeah. Well, that's not the one I want. Reach. Reach. Don't fall, Meri. Reach. Where's your gripper? Becky says. I might need it in this case. Well, maybe I will use that box because... Hold on. I want to keep these things out because I'm going to be working on Christmas. I'm going to be working on... I did get sleep last night, believe it or not. So I went to the... I think I have another dollar store stack here. Not sure. Let me put these over here. Oh, I know what I have. I like to buy stuff off the Facebook Marketplace here locally. And I found all these doilies for $5. And usually you pay $2 or $3 even at the thrift store. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. I think I'm going to make more bottle dolls. Wouldn't it be neat to make a couple of Christmas ones? Let's see what I have here. Make some bottle dolls. These are pretty. Oh, these are certainly worth $5. Ooh, this one is pretty. I'm going to wash them up. Oh, these will make nice bottle dolls. Oh, and they're all about the same size, too. Of the ones I've... Certainly worth $5 there. Let's just say even $1 a piece. But some of these, at the thrift store where I go to, some of these would sell for more than $1. They range all the way from $1, well, 50 cents on up to $5 at the thrift store. But I would say these... the nicer ones here, they would sell for a couple dollars. So let's just count them $1 a piece. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right there is 5, and I paid $5 for the whole stack of them. So there's 5, 6, 7. All these are pretty. 8. This one's been cut, but that's okay. I can use that in my art. It's a heart. 9. That would probably sell for 50 cents at the thrift store. 9. 10. 11. 12. So there's $12 at $1 a piece. And then you get into these larger ones. 13, 14. Oh, this was a bargain. This is a pretty square one. 15, 16. Oh, and this one. 17. I'm going to count that as $2. So we're going to count that as 18, 19. Oh, and here's another one. We'll count this one as $2. So that's 20 and 21. I'm going to throw these in the wash this morning. That's just a cut one. It looks like this gal, I didn't meet her. It was a porch pickup. Looks like she likes to cut up doilies too. I think I was at 21. Ooh, this is pretty. 22, 23. We're counting the big ones as $2. So that's 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. And I'm counting dollars, not 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. There's two of them here. They're little hearts. So 34, 35. Oh, this is pretty. 36. This is tatted. This looks tatted. It may not be, but it sure does look tatted. It feels like it's been tatted. So I think I was at 36, 37, 38, 38.50. We're going to call this $40 at minimum. Some of these would go for more than a couple dollars, for $5 worth of doilies. So these will all go out in the machine. I'll wash them on a cool, slow setting. Press them out. So those will go out in the kitchen. That was fun to do. Then I went to Walmart. Yeah, I got a Walmart haul too here. I'll come out. I got some fabric. Bought some Christmas fabric. They're reindeer. They're reindeer. And then I bought this. I probably shouldn't have, but it attracted me because of the print. And it's butterflies on there. I'm not going to open it up. This was fairly, there's 2 yards here. It cost me about $11. For Walmart fabric, I guess that's okay. It's all right. I've got to quit buying fabric though. And I've got to get you guys as your lace giveaways. I'm going to put it over here so I can put it away. I've got to get your lace giveaways sent out. I still have to have the giveaway and I haven't sent them out. Here's the other Dollar Tree sack. This is a box that I got for my carving, but it's a Christmas box. And I was thinking I'd recover this. I like the plaid here. And I don't go for the snowman, so I might find a nice picture to put in here. And here's the styrofoam box, the block that I got for my Christmas tree. I'm going to keep that out. And then I bought some gnomes, more Christmas, and some little Christmas sacks. I went Christmassy. Here's just a pin that I got. I'm going to keep that out. I went Christmassy and I bought a whole bunch of these little mini lights. Well, not a whole bunch, but I think I got like 5 of them. I want to put mini lights on that tree that I did last year. And then I got another set of little plastic bowls to use in here. I seem to use those pretty much and they get dirty and I can just toss them out when I'm done. Then I thought these were cute Christmas decorations. They got a hanger here, but they're little jars. And you can do little vignettes in there. So I got 2 of those. And that's it. That was my rest of my Dollar Tree haul. For that, and I have to find a picture for this. I'll just put it behind me for now. And then I went to the thrift store. I had an outing the other day. And I found another tin. I like these little tins. I think I'm going to do a collection, make me a little shelf, and put these tins on it. I think I got 3 of them now. And then I bought a swag, and I thought this was a pretty nice swag. Usually they're not this nice. And it's a big one. So that's for Christmas. That cost me $4. I didn't get much. I bought a pair of black pants to wear around the house. I usually wear leggings around the house. That needs to be washed. I'm going to throw it behind me. And here's a little quilter's template. And I don't quilt, but I thought this would be nice to measure off squares. So I'm going to keep that out. Put the swag back in the sack. And then I found some crochet thread that I thought I could tap with. And this is, what is it? Who is it? I can't see who made it. D.A. D.A. It's Woolworth. Guys, remember the Woolworth store? That'll go out in the other room. And then I bought a placemat thing, but this will be ripped up and used for art, probably for Christmas decoration. Cost me $1. And that's all I got at the thrift store. The swag was the main thing. I saw a lighted, you know, a Christmas tree lights, and they were all little lanterns. And I just about bought it, but then I thought, no, I didn't. So there we go. That's my haul. Whew, let me come out and look at chat. Where'd Penelope go off to? We'll put Penelope here to keep you company. Let me refresh my chat and say good morning to everybody. Kimberly says, oh, that's cute. Chaz says, oh, cute tin. Yeah, I like that little tin. I've been looking for them. I think I'll get maybe 4 or 5 of them. I see them a lot. And then I'm just going to, I'll make a shelf. I've got kind of a little, like here's the window, and there's a wall here. And then there's a little kind of, there's a closet over here, kind of like that. Well, only there's a wall there. Well, the window's like, the wall's over here. And then I have my cart where I put my projects and stuff right here. And there's a wall going up this way. Well, actually it goes up this way. And, you know, it goes clear up to the ceiling. And it's probably maybe 1.5 feet wide, because this is a little closet. It's not that wide. Probably about like that. And my brother said I've never been in that closet. I've been down here 7 years, but he's got all of his, going up the wall this way, he has his pop can art on there. And I never took that down. I leave that up for him. And he enjoys it, I think. He doesn't say he does, but I had put all my art journals. The wall goes up this way. Well, actually, it's over here. And he's got all those shelves there, and I got a buffet here. And on top of that buffet, I was stacking all my art journals, and they got stacked up really high. And he says, I can't even see my pop can art. So I took all those art journals down, and they're in a box. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. I don't have enough space, you guys. Okay, let me come out and look at chat. Oh, we talked about the tin. Chaz says, Kimberly, K557, she says, I nearly spat my tea out. His racing name is Slippery Pete, so I think that says it all. Chaz says, I know the feeling. I have 8.5 acres, and one of my cheeky horses, Pete, that likes to adjust the fencing. Oh. That newsprinted fabric. Yeah, that's nice. That's a Walmart brand. I wouldn't call it it's kind of a, I hate to say a cheap fabric, but it is. They wouldn't sell that at the quilt store. They would say, we sell quality fabric. But I like to use it in my art, so that's what it'll get used to. Kimberly says, Pete says, don't fence me in. Hi, Mina. You can't stay, but she wanted to say hi. Well, thanks for popping in and saying hi, Mina. Have a great weekend, Mina. Hi, Dar. Good morning, Dar. You have a great day, Kimberly says to Mina. Let's see what else. Becky says hi to Dar. Dar said, that would clean up nicely, especially if you want to soak for a couple hours. Yeah, I'll let them soak. I've got a little tote, you know, a little soaker tub, Sterilite tub that I can soak those in. That got a pretty good deal. I paid $5 for that sack, and there were close to 40, maybe more like 35 of them in there. A couple of them I counted as $2. I was counting dollars, not pieces. Do you have oxygenating cleaner like Biz or OxyClean. I think I have OxyClean. I think I have some OxyClean out in the back porch. Yeah. Becca's telling me how to clean up that sack of doilies. And I think I'll clean those up and make some bottle dolls. Wouldn't it be fun to do some bottle dolls for Christmas? Yeah. Yeah, right, Meri. You have all these projects. I need to I have fabric I want to send to Becky. I want to send to Teresa and the people that won the lace giveaway. I've got those to go out. I have 2 journals that I need to send off to Karen K. I'm just so behind. But I will say I have a good excuse for being behind because it seems like October was a doctor month. And I never quite caught up with myself. And not serious. I mean, people are a lot worse off, but it's an interruption in my art. It interrupted my art play. And my brother has a doctor appointment again next Wednesday, and I have one the following Monday to get my teeth cleaned. And then I think we're safe and I've been thinking, you guys, of going into an actual, I have not been to a beauty salon or a hairdresser, let's call it that, a hairdresser for at least 7 or 8 years. And, my hair, when it gets long, I just cut it off myself. And it's long and shaggy. And I was thinking how nice it would be to have it fixed for Thanksgiving. But I got a doctor bill to pay. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm kind of getting tired of it being long. It's been long ever since I've been down here. Because, I let it grow out. I let all the gray grow out because I was coloring my hair when I worked. You don't work in an office with gray hair because it's hard enough to get people to listen to you when you talk. They think you're an old lady and, they stereotype you in the office setting. Well, at least they did for me. I wouldn't say all people are like that. I wouldn't say all offices are like that. But when I retired, I said, I'm tired. I'm done with dyeing my hair, so I just let it all go gray, and it's white. It's a pretty white. So I was thinking of just getting it cut short and maybe getting a perm. I'm debating about the perm, but yeah, I think I'd like something different. I'm getting tired of wearing that hair clip. It makes me look older, to tell you the truth. It makes me look like a little granny, but it's kind of fun because I can have it up or down. Let's see, what else? Kimmer and Doris here. Kimberly says, Chaz, we have 10 acres. We always have a project going, though. Good food and football, always. Yeah, that was a bargain, wasn't it? Becky said, I keep looking for doilies when I go thrifting, as I want to make a top out of doilies or a skirt one day. See, I think art journal, I think art project. Becky always thinks clothes. She'll buy all that pretty fabric, and she says, oh, this will make a nice blouse, or this will make a nice dress, or, Well, she does do projects too, but I never think a blouse or a dress. Although Becky had bought a pattern, was it a pattern or fabric for leggings? And I thought to myself, I wear leggings around the house here all the time. Leggings cannot be hard. You're sewing on knit. That would probably be the hardest part. It's not knit like a sweater, but it's a stretchy knit fabric. That would probably be the hard part, but you could learn. And I thought it might be fun to learn from Becky how to sew leggings. Did you ever sew those up, Becky? Are you still out there? Let's see. I think I'm back to where Chaz came in. Kimberly says it's going to be a good day. And Social Creates was the first one in here this morning, and Social Butterfly. First one in here this morning. Becky said they are on my table. Okay. Well, I'll watch for when you do that because I would probably have to, I don't know. Sometimes you can buy knits at Walmart but I don't know if I could make leggings out of that. You know, there's one place in the fabric deal where they have knit remnants, and it's all knit because I look at the remnants all the time. And I might be able, I think you would need at least 2 yards, maybe 2.5 yards to make leggings. Kimberly says, hi, Juanita. Did Juanita come in? Hi, Juanita. Which Juanita came in? Oh, there she is. Hi, She Spins, says Juanita. Good morning. Good morning, She Spins. She Spins does beautiful crochet work, and she spins. And do you weave? I don't know if she weaves or not. I know she spins. I haven't seen you for a long time, Juanita. What art did you say your brother did? He doesn't do it anymore, Chaz, but he used to make all these pop can art. He would make, let me grab one. I have to get up and go over there, but let me show you. Let me kind of kick this stuff behind my chair out of the way. Hold on. I've shown them before. Let me get this stuff out of the way here. Hold on. That's Dollar Tree Christmas. These are the doilies that need to be washed. This is fabric. Here I am sorting out my pile down here. These go out in the kitchen. All right. Those are my socks and my stamp box. All right, let me grab let's see. I'll grab this. I'll grab the race car. I got to get to it. Hold on. And it's dusty because I haven't dusted. Oh, that's made out of this is made out of a Coors beer can, but he does a lot of Coke. He does a lot of Coke things. This one's pretty nice, let me tell you. Let me grab a paper towel here and dust it off for you. Penelope, I'm going to move you. See, this was made out of a Coors beer can. I should get over there and dust them all. It's when they're sitting up on the shelf, you can just dust them with a Swiffer duster. It gets all in there. I don't know if I can get in there without. And the wheels actually turn. He cut the bottom. He said he buys the pattern, or he did buy the pattern. And I try to get him to make more, and he's just lost interest. He says, I got 300 airplanes up in his, he's got a room that he keeps his stuff in upstairs. He's got 3 bedrooms upstairs. And I've kind of taken over one with all my extra stuff, magazines and books and stuff, just stuff. And I took all of Mom's books up there in that room that I'm using. And then there's another bedroom up there that's a storage room for Christmas and a lot of things that were left over from his significant other. But see, he's made a semi-truck and tractors, and he makes airplanes, and I wish he'd do more of this, but he's just lost interest. I can't get him interested in it again. I think what he did this with his significant other, I think she kind of inspired him to do different stuff, and he would do it, I hate to say for her, but do it because of her. And when she passed away, I think he just kind of, it's kind of hard when you do stuff with a partner or for a partner, and then they're no longer there. It probably brings back memories for him. But she would take him to craft sales, or they sold them on eBay too. But he'd say, well, I pay more in postage than what they'd pay for the product. That kind of prevents him from doing stuff. So, but that's the kind of art that he did. And he would paint these little, I'm going to throw this towel away. he would paint those little ceramic villages, Christmas villages. And that's what he says is in that closet over there that I've never been in. And he says he's got a whole bunch of Christmas villages in there. That's what he says. I haven't seen them. I'm going to put this, well, I'll put it behind me. And then I'll put it away after the stream. So now my hands are dusty. Let me wash my hands off. They feel grody. Oh, so let me refresh chat again here. Becky says, the person buying it should pay the postage. Yes, they should. That's right. And I think they did. She would, his significant other would sell all that stuff for him because he's not computer savvy. I try to get him interested in computer games and stuff like that. I think I'm going to kind of look for a used laptop and hook it up for him because I think he would enjoy some of those. The advertising would probably drive him nuts because, you know, on those computer games, when you play those computer games, some of those games you can't do anything unless you watch 5 ads. It's kind of frustrating. But I think he'd enjoy some. You can get some games with, or even pay for it with no ads. But if you pay for it with no ads, you're buying the game, and then you lose interest with the game. But I think he would enjoy some of that stuff if I could get him started on it. Let's put this styrofoam in here. See how far I have to cut it down. I could put it like that. Stuff around, or that's about how it's going to fit. Well, no, I think it can fit in here pretty good. Maybe shave it down, angle it a little, like this. How did I have that? It just needs to be shaved off of the back here. And I should have a knife to do that. Yeah, I'm going to get all messy with this. See if I can just shave a little of this off here. Don't ask me if I know what I'm doing because I probably don't. That came off pretty good. So I want to go at an angle here, kind of. Is that the right way? I'm going to go this way. It doesn't have to be perfect. What I'm going to do is push that tree in here, and then I'm going to use cotton batting on the top of it to do that on the other side. We went out to Perkins yesterday. We don't have a lot of nice restaurants in our area, but he likes their country fried steak. And I had cod and fried fish and sticks, they called it. It was codfish. Of course, it was frozen, but it was pretty good. And I had a salad. And I ate the French fries. I probably shouldn't have. And the fish, of course, was fried. But I thought, well, you know, I've been so good that was my splurge. And then he went out in the car and I said, you go on out in the car and smoke your cigarette. He says, I wish I could get him to quit smoking. I mentioned it yesterday and he said, I've had 60 years. He's older than me. Probably not 60, 50 years of smoking. He started smoking in high school, I believe. And he says, of enjoyment. And I said, well, you may regret that someday. And I think he feels like his life is about over and he's going to enjoy the rest of it. Oh, dear. But I said, every time I see you now, you have a cigarette in your mouth. I said, how much does a carton of those cigarettes cost? And he said, about $85 a carton. And I said, how long do they last you? And he says he makes them last a month. But $85 a month for cigarettes? I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to spend that on my art. But anyway, he went out in the car and had his cigarette. It's just about there. This is just about there. It's just a little more here off of the bottom. And while he was out there, the clerk was having trouble ringing up my card. Their system wasn't working. And I know it was their system because he said, let me go get the handheld one. And that one didn't work either. So he was fighting with that. And while he was fighting with it, I was watching not the apple pies. They had pumpkin pie and lemon. I like lemon meringue. And that's pretty darned expensive for a slice, $6 or $7 for a slice of pie. But I treated him. I don't think he's eaten his. I bought a slice of pumpkin pie for him and a slice of lemon meringue for me. Mine's still out in the refrigerator. I don't know if he's eaten his yet or not. Don't do that very often, but it was his treat for going to the doctor. You know, you can make a pie for $12. Well, $6 a piece is $12. You can make a pie for that. But it was fast and easy, and I think he appreciated it. I had a salad. The salads were good there. It wasn't a chef salad. It was just a dinner salad, but still, it was enough. It was enough. It's a little puffy yet. But if I glue it down, I think that'll do. Now let's clean this off. Yeah. I need another bag. Hold on. I got a bag. That's for my sand. Where did all those bags go off to? Oh, they fell behind. Where's that gripper? I'm going to use Becky's gripper to get my bags way off in the back. Oh, it worked perfect, Becky. Thank you so much. Becky sent me this gripper. It works, Becky. Oh, and is that my ink? It is. I bought, no, that's stationery. I had to buy, when I first got my printer, I bought extra ink and I couldn't find it. So I went out and bought another one because I need to put ink in my printer. And I looked down there and I thought, oh, is that my ink? But it was a box of stationery. Hold on, I'm cleaning my desk off here and getting an extra bag to put this styrofoam in. Oops. Let's do it this way. Put it on this cardboard, and then I'll put the shoosh it off into the bag. And when I cleaned my desk the other day, when I was reviewing my video, I noticed I didn't get all the paint. I think there's some gold paint or something up there in the corner. All right, let me put this in the bag before I spill it. All righty. And I want to paint these. Hold on. Let me adjust things here or I'll run into trouble. All right. I think I'll glue this down. I could hot glue it. Let me reach up there for my hot glue gun. Hold the phone. I got one of those In Her Studio magazines. It's so inspiring. I want to finish cleaning up my studio here. And I got to get that stuff out of the dining room by Thanksgiving, or so we can put up a Christmas tree this year, which means I have to go upstairs to get it, which means that there's boxes up there that need to be moved around. That's the way it goes. Let me plug this glue gun in. And while that's heating up, is it on? Let me get some glue. Well, I don't think I need that much to glue. I'm just going to glue the base of that styrofoam in. I'll let this heat up. And let me come out and look at chat. Let me refresh my chat. Welcome to everybody who's come in. Thank you for spending your Friday morning with me. Becky says, my stepfather was the same way until he had to go on oxygen 24/7 and carry a tank everywhere. Yeah, I can't convince my brother. And my nephew, he used to play baseball, and the guys that he ran around with there got him chewing tobacco. And he chewed tobacco for years, my nephew. And I asked my brother the other day, I said, does he still chew? And Tommy said, yes. So I'm going, you know, he's going to regret that someday. When he gets my age and has to go to the doctor for cancer of his mouth or whatever, he's going to regret it. But you can't tell these kids anything. You can't tell them anything. They know it all. Just like we did. Just like us when we were younger. We knew better. You know, stop nagging me, you know. So I still call him he's 50 something now. My nephew, I think he's 52. He's got to be around 52 or getting close to 50. And he's a big guy. He's a big guy. I don't know. I guess he got all that height from his grandpa. His grandpa was tall and big. Big. Not fat, just big. And I still call him my little cookie monster. And he's the only one I can hug. He's the only one that I can hug in the whole family. The rest of the people don't like to be touched. And I always let him know before I run up and hug him, you know. I always say, can I have a little hug? You know. He says, hug away, hug away. But you know, when his mother passed away, my nephew's mother, my brother's ex-wife, she passed away, and at her funeral, she was like a sister to me. And so I was really grieving. And they went, after the service, they went in, and I can't eat at a funeral, you know, but they had a fellowship time and went in and had their lunch that people prepared and everything. And I couldn't. I went out in the foyer, and they had of the church, and I went out there and I sat down, and, you know, it was her funeral. I was kind of grieving. And my nephew came up after lunch, and I was still sitting out there, and he came up, and he came right up to me, and he gave me the biggest hug. And I go, oh, my little cookie monster. I didn't say it that way because I was grieving. And you do that when you love somebody. You know, and you know, she was a sister to me. I loved her like a sister. We thought a lot alike. We had some disagreements too, but there were a lot of things that we thought alike on. And I think I could have gotten along with my brother's significant other. He divorced his wife, in the 90s, I think, or they divorced. I don't know if he divorced it or she. I don't know who initiated. It doesn't matter now. But and then he hooked up with his significant other, and they were probably a better match socially. She was his high school sweetheart, so I don't know. He met his wife that he married when he was in the Navy, and they were together until my nephew was out of high school. But I don't know. That's their life. I can't live it for them. Can't live it for them. Let's see how this is. Is it going to juice in there for me? It's not. Oh, yeah, it's coming. It's not quite hot yet. But I wish I could get my brother. I wish I could get him interested in doing stuff, because I think that would I think it'd be healthy for him. I'm just going to hold on to this for a bit. And then I'm going to put cotton batting over this, but not until I put the tree in. So I think that's going to hold it. It's hot on the bottom. I'm going to unplug my heat gun. I think that'll hold it. Which one is my heat gun? This one? Yeah. So we'll let that set for a minute and kind of cool off. Let's see what else is going on out there. Top chat, live chat. I guess y'all went to sleep. Ronita said she's working and watching the grands, and it takes all of her time now. Yeah. Are you working a job, a paid employment? I'll bet that you're hopping, Juanita, Kimberly says. Becky's still here. Becky's sorting some stuff. Okay, Becky, that's perfectly okay. I imagine a lot of you are. I got 26 of you out there. Let's move my heat gun. I think it's safe to move it. I think it's done dripping. And so let's paint the bamboo sticks. Where are they? Here's one of them. I think that's the shorter one. Here. I think I'll use the taller one. Now you won't be able to see it. Well, maybe if I can avoid the camera here. But I'm going to push it down. Oh, you know what? I need to cut off the... I don't know if my scissors will cut maybe the knife will. The branch thing here. This bamboo is pretty strong stuff. I know. I had to use a saw on it this morning. My brother hid his clipper thing. I don't know if I can get that off. I'm going to go ahead and paint it. It needs to dry. I could use the shorter one. Doesn't have that. But it's going to have to go in. It's probably have to go in 3 inches, and that's going to make it shorter yet. Well, I'm going to go ahead and paint them. I can get that done. So let me arrange things here. And I hope that craft paint will go over bamboo. I really don't know. Got glue on my cardboard here. All right. Kimberly says she's still here. She's ripping up magazines. Good for you, Kimberly. That's what I need to do. Rip up some magazines. I thought I'd go to the library tomorrow. They don't have as many magazines out as they used to, but every now and then I find a stack of them. And the last time I was there, I found a whole stack of Good Old Day magazines, and they're still over there. I seem to bring this stuff home. All right, let's put these bamboo sticks. I think I'm going to have to paint them. You see, I get so much stuff on my desk. My carving. Put it this way. What is that there? A carving tool. There we go. And I think I'll paint them with this. Well, my tree is going to be white, though. I don't know if this white paint will. I might have, no. I have some gloss white paint. Let's paint them with the glossy stuff because I want to use it up. Where is it? Hold on. What's that under my chair? There's an ink pen. Oh, here it is. It's almost all used up, but this will be a good. And I did get fresh water. I cleaned my brushes this morning before I came in here. This is that Dollar Tree pen. My carving tools. I'll put that pen over there. No matter how I try to keep my desk organized, it gets, yeah, you know. And I need my pliers. Yeah, back up, Meri. Where are my pliers? They're caught in here. What are they caught on? Caught on there. Caught on something. Oh, something's caught in my drawer here. Hold on. I need to take this drawer out of my desk again and organize it again. My pliers are caught on something in here. What is that? It's an ink pen or something that's in there the wrong way. It's wedged in there. And my pliers are wedged against it, and I can't get my, there it goes. Woo! All right, I'll do that another time. Kind of flatten things out. These pliers, when I moved from Kentucky to Wisconsin, I was working, and the company I was working for paid my moving costs for me, which was nice, reimbursed my moving. That was back in the days when they did those things. And the moving company, the guy who moved, I had a 3-corner curio cabinet, you know, that's set in the corner. And the top of it was kind of coming loose and everything. And he said, I'll fix that for you. And he did. I said, well, you don't have to. And he did. And after they moved me in and left and everything, I found his pliers. And I messaged the company, and he said, I'll just leave them there. He said it was his favorite pair, but it wouldn't be worth sending it to him. And I've had them ever since. He said, that was my favorite pair of pliers, but it's not worth it for you to send it to me, so I kept them. I think that's how that story went. It's been quite a while ago. That was in 2003. It's when I moved to Madison from Kentucky. I worked a contract down in Kentucky. All right. All year 2K stuff, although 2003 was past year 2K. This is getting kind of gunky, so it needs to be used up. Yeah. I don't want to touch it, but it needs to be pulled off here. Throw that in with the styrofoam pieces. No, I'm not going to touch the rest of it. It'll get used. I try not to use this in my art journal. I try to use it on boxes and stuff like that. And I'm hoping that this paint will cover I think it will. But how am I going to paint it so that, you know, maybe I should stick it in. This is the shorter one, though. Well, maybe I'll have to dry it with the heat gun. So what are you all up to? Becky was sorting stuff. Kimberly was ripping up magazines. What are y'all doing? Cass. Who's Cass? Did Kathy Arbor come in? Hi, Kathy. Good morning. It's good to see you. What are you up to? Scott is getting a summons for jury duty in the mail today. Oh, dear. Jury duty. How fun is that? Actually, it is kind of interesting if you ever get to serve on a jury, if they ever pick you. I was picked once in Wisconsin, and it was really kind of an interest. I think I've talked about it before. There was a guy and a gal. Well, the gal wasn't with the guy. She was just out riding her bike, and he was out riding his. And Wisconsin in that area is kind of woody and hilly. And the guy went around a curve, didn't see the car coming, and the car coming didn't see him. And the car was actually, I think, a trailer, carrying a trailer. And it didn't, you know how those vehicles, when they turn those corners sometimes, if you're carrying a trailer, how it kind of extends into the middle. Anyway, it caught the guy's bike and killed him. And the insurance company wouldn't pay, only the minimum. And the gal, his wife, was trying to get damages from the insurance company, and they had a hard time. The trial itself was not, the guy who drove the car was not on trial for, it was a trial to see if there should be a trial, let's put it that way. And it was a jury trial, though. And they decided for the guy driving the, I thought the guy should have I thought his wife should have gotten more money. I was the lone holdout. But the guys that were convincing the strong voices in the group and the jury were saying that the argument was that, oh, she's a gold digger. She just wants money from, you know, all of our insurance rates will go up, was what they went on, so that she didn't deserve it. And I kind of thought she deserved more money than she got. So there you go. I felt sorry for her. It was American Family Insurance Company that was the defendant in this case. I thought it was sad. But there you go. That's how stuff ends up sometimes. I'm not going to paint the bottom of this one. This is the tall one that I'm going to put in the styrofoam, maybe the last 3 inches, and that'll give me something to hold on to here. And it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to put all those paper branches on it. But I'm going to have to cut this off somehow. I'm not sure how I'm going to get that cut off. I'll go out and get my brother's snippers that he hid. He hid them from me. Actually, he probably put them away, but... And this doesn't have to have a beautiful job because all of this is going to be covered up mostly. And I can do touch-ups after it dries. So, let's get the rest of this paint off of my brush before I put it in. I just got clean water this morning. All right, I'm going to put that gloss back up. And plug my heat gun back in. I got all kinds of Christmas stuff. I want to use this stuff up. I got a whole bunch of Christmas things I can use on that tree, and they're light. What did Kathy say? I wish postage didn't cost so much. I'm going through 20 and a half inch binders of knitting, crochet, and craft patterns my son brought home from the dump. Oh, wow. Well, Kathy, depending on where you're mailing them or selling them or whatever you're doing, you could sell them in, I mean, it still maybe costs, but you don't have to sell a whole bunch of them. Sell a couple at a time. Hi, Arlene. There's Arlene. Good morning, Arlene. How are you? How are you doing, my lady? Kathy said she's not into knitting anymore, but I wish I could send it to all you knitters. I think Calico Kate, Kathy knits. She's more experienced in knitting than me. I just bought I don't know if you saw, we're out there looking or not, Kathy, but I just bought a bag of doilies. I had $40 worth. Must have had at least 35 doilies in there for $5. I thought that was a pretty good deal. And I'm going to wash them up. Becky said I need to soak them in some OxyClean. They're not stained. I think the lady that sold them to me had them for art too, because there were a couple of them that were cut into, which was fine. I'll use them. I think I'm going to make bottle dolls out of my doilies. Hi, Chris. Good morning, Chris. Chris says she's fixing breakfast and then she's getting ready for college. It's going to be a long day today. Oh, Chris, have a good day. Have a great day. Chris teaches. I forgot what you taught, though, Chris. What do you teach? What grade do you teach? I know she's always grading papers. Arlene says, Kathy, maybe sending them one at a time as a surprise Happy Mail. Yeah. I was thinking a couple at a time might work better. Let's see, this is glossy, so is it dry? I think it's dry. Let's flip them over a little. Dry the other side. This one's going to stick a little. Hold on. If I can turn it. The shorter one is kind of curved, but I'm not going to use it anyway. For a Christmas tree. These are bamboo tomato steaks. And I had to buy the whole package to get one of them. And I thought, man, lady, there's some just out and about there. Can't you just sell me one? No, I had to buy the whole package. So I did. Okay, I think this one can be, I think this is the one I'm going to use. I'm going to keep it out. And I'm going to fold my paper in half here, if I can. And let's see how dry. I think that's pretty dry. It's shiny because it's wet. I see shine on it. So this, I'm just going to leave because I'm going to be putting cotton batting over that. And this, I'm going to move it over this way a little because my camera. And I'm just going to poke this down. It doesn't have to be exactly in the center. I'm pretty. There. And I think I'll have to hot glue that in because it's going to lean. So let me get my hot glue gun out again. Take me out to the ball game. Something about Cracker Jacks. Where's my hot glue gun? Put it over here. I don't know if we'll ever come back. We went to a basketball game Tuesday. My grandniece plays basketball she's 7th grade for her school team. And they won this game. They did pretty good. And she's tall. She's tall and she's good at rebounding. They use her as a rebounder and she's good at guarding. We had a laugh because the other team was on the side where we were sitting and she was guarding a lady. You know, the other team had the ball and she was guarding one of the ladies who had the ball and were kind of right in front of us. And boy, she was putting on a show. My grandniece was. She wasn't going to let that other lady have that ball. And she was good at it too. I mean, it was like, no. You know, well, she had the ball. She wasn't going to let her pass it. And we were laughing at her. We thought it was funny. I think my glue gun has to heat up again. But they did pretty good. And her jersey this year is number 15. Well, when we first got there, the last time that they played before this game, they had black jerseys. Well, this time they had white jerseys, but I didn't realize it. And there was a lady on the other team, a girl on the other team, who was pretty good, and her jersey number was 15. And I was cheering, "Go Ashton, go Ashton!" It wasn't Ashton. Oh, I was confused, and it was probably about halfway through the first quarter before I saw the white jerseys make a basket, and everybody around me was cheering. And I'm going, "You're cheering for the wrong team." "No, Meri." "You mean I was cheering for the wrong team?" "Yes, Meri." "Well, number 15 is out there in a black jersey. That's my grandniece." "No, Meri." And it was so funny. Later in the game, the black jersey, number 15, did a long shot and made the basket. She's a pretty good player. And I go, they were all looked at me, and I go, "Yay!" And then the other thing happened was the other team was, whose basket was where, on the side where we were sitting. And like I said, my little grandniece is tall, and they did the shot, they took the shot, and my little grandniece was underneath the basket, and you know how they all reach for the ball. It's like grab time. And she fell, and boy, she popped her elbow. We heard it echo, and they took her out of the game. They took her out of the game for a while, and the coach sat beside her, didn't kiss it, but could have, but it made it feel better. They had seventh graders have two guys for the coaches. And one of the coaches came over and made sure she was okay. And I was watching her. I think Grandma and Grandpa's were watching. She had mother and dad and two grandpas and a grandma and a great aunt all cheering for her. So she gets a lot of support from the family. She really cracked her elbow, and they put her in the last quarter again, and they won. They lost their game last week, but they won this week. And they're not playing. They didn't play yesterday because the team, we had to go to the doctor anyway, but the team didn't, her mother said that the team that they were going to play didn't have enough players. And I thought that was sad. And, but they'll play again next Tuesday, and then they'll probably be off until, probably be done, pretty well done. Ashton, yeah, it's spelled T-Y-N. It's a pretty name. She's seventh grader. You know how when they reach that age, junior high school, it's all about peer pressure, and that it's so funny because they're all skinny, size probably 2 or 1 or however it is. They're all skinny, and they all have long hair and ponytails. And even on the other team, it just must be the style for them now. And but they're pretty good at sports. She plays volleyball and basketball. Last year she was into swimming. I don't think she's swimming this year. Last year, her mother said that she swam 77 laps. I'm going, 77? I can't even get a half lap in. Oh, I'm going to glue this in. Now to turn Now I'm going to have to kind of hold on to it, or while that glue dries. I think the glue's kind of melting my styrofoam a little. All right. So let me just hold on to this, let it set. I'll look at chat. Let me refresh my chat. Top chat. Come on. Oh, I'm not on the live. Hold on. I got off of the live. I got off my red button. There we go. Now, top chat, live chat. What else is going on out there? Kimberly says, well, I got all of those magazines. Is that I'm hungry now. Oh, I'm hitting the camera with my phone. Yeah, I'll watch the YouTube shorts. And I'm going, now I'm hungry. Although there's one chef out there who's making pecan pie. And I think I'll try a pecan pie this year. Although I don't need it, that's for sure. I bought a slice of lemon meringue pie at the restaurant the other day, yesterday. I think I'll have that for after coffee and pie, after my stream here this morning. Can I touch? It's not quite set. what did Chaz say? Postage is crazy here too. A 500 gram costs $27 Australian to send to the USA. I think my package to you cost around that. I don't know, 500 grams. I don't know what the weight of it was, but postage is crazy. But you think they fly those big airplanes to, let me unplug my glue gun. They fly those big airplanes to get the postage, get the package. So, you know, there's the gas and all of that to pay for. So I think I'm going to have to cut the, let me put my glue gun over here. I'm going to have to cut that bamboo, trim it up here at the top before I can put my, it's got a little branch here. My papers won't go over that. So that's about all I can do to this for right now. So I'm going to set this aside. I'll set it right there. And let's get rid of this. So this is Friday. I'll be on later tonight. But Friday afternoon, Barb Owen is on. Who is on later today? Now let me get my list out because I say things wrong. My list is probably kind of outdated. Kathy Arbor was on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Shannon is on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. She's doing crochet. I think Barb Owen is on this afternoon. Is Barb Owen still on Fridays? I know she switched to Mondays, but does she come on Friday afternoons? Let's see, Barb Owen. Yeah, Friday at 2 Eastern, Barb Owen is on. Stacy Catitude comes on at 10 a.m. Eastern every day. Kelly is on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. with her stitch tutorial. I think she might do some other stuff too. I don't know. Lena streams at Friday noon Eastern. And I thought Pink Girly, does she come on Fridays? Pink Girly? I don't know. I forgot. I know she comes on Tuesdays, and does she come on Thursdays? I don't know. I'm going to have to find out Pink Girly's schedule again. I don't have her on here. So there we go. I'll be on later tonight at 7:30. So it happens to be 7:30 here now. Let's work on these a little since I didn't get them done. And it'll give me, it's easy stuff. I'm going to do 4 of the big ones. Yeah. And I think if I cut these first and these up at the top first, that it will be easier because I have something to grip onto. If I cut all of this and then try to cut this, this is harder to grip. I need to get to the library, but it's not open today. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Depending on what the weather is, it looks kind of cloudy out there. My brother wants to plant daffodils. Would have been nice yesterday, but we weren't home. And just have a little bit of yard work to do. I think there'll be at least one more nice day that I can get out there. It's just seemed we've had some nice days, but on those nice days, I wasn't home. All right, now let's go to the bottom. Yeah, I didn't get that. Doesn't matter, it's not going to show anyway. Let's cut here. And the pencil marks will go on the bottom. I'm not going to bother erasing them. Well, the pencil marks will go on the underneath. This tree is inspired from out of the Somerset magazine. I have some more Christmas stuff I want to do. I get inspired by, there's a channel out there called Canterbury Cottage, and I just love her channel. She does a lot of do-it-yourself videos, and I really like her style. She'll go to the thrift store, and she'll do a lot of upcycling of things, a lot of cool ideas. And I want to do some things for her, or inspired by her, not for her. And she used to be an English teacher, I think. My dad taught English and history. And of course, he late 30s, the early 40s. Well, actually, I think it was the middle 40s, because he was in the Army during World War II. He did not get sent overseas, though. He guarded prisoners, and he worked at the Navy Ammunition Depot. That's how he met my mom. And by the way, tomorrow's Veterans Day, so let's have a big shout out for our military. The people serving in the military, they certainly deserve our respect and honor, past and present. Our Veterans Day weekend, we're pretty happy with our veterans organization here in Nebraska. They do good by my brother. I don't know about the other veterans, but I think he gets all his health care from them. He had a doctor appointment yesterday. He's got another one Wednesday. He had his annual checkup about a week or so ago, a couple weeks ago, I guess. And, oops, I'm not getting it all. He said, my new glasses should be coming. I told him I paid $300 for my glasses. I wanted nice ones. I said, I had to pay $300 for mine. He says, they just send them to me. And they take care of his hearing. He's deaf. He worked in the engine room. If he just quit smoking, and I don't think I'm ever going to get him to quit smoking. Unless, like Becky said, unless he has to carry oxygen 24/7, he might consider it, but probably not. He'd probably try to light a cigarette around the oxygen tank. Knowing our family. No, my brother, I think, is pretty careful. What did I do here? What is this? It goes like that. But Veterans Day is tomorrow, so November 11th. So let's say thank you to all our veterans serving now, all of our military serving now, and all of our veterans who've served. This comes out. That's what that is. We've got one more here to do. Hold it right there. That can get in there. So thank you for your service. We wouldn't be the country we are. We wouldn't have our freedoms if we didn't have our veterans, our military, people that are willing to give up their life. Service, both living and passed away. It's a gift. All right, let's trim this one up a little. This comes out. this one needs to be trimmed. If I can get in there. There we go. All right, let me get this off my desk. Get my sack here. We're going to have a paper tree. All right, and then I need to do the little round thing. I make them small because I can make them larger as I fit them on the tree. And then it opens up. I can get at it. Getting about time for me to order my Netflix. I think I'll do it next week sometime. Watch all the holiday movies. I like to watch the holiday movies. This is the one that needs mending. Maybe I'll just pull that off. It isn't going to matter once I get them all stacked up. Come on, open up. Opening them up is kind of hard to do. Got to get a hold of both sides. Oh, and then you closed again on me. Come on. Go like that. And of course, they won't be flat against each other, but I think I got 6 of them, but they're not all cut yet. And then I think this is the first one I did. It seems skinnier. And then I'll just keep layering them as I go up and up and up. I'm going to do 6 big ones and then I'll go shorter again. But this will become a tree. All right. So let's cut some more. I got 3 more to cut. I hope I'm not boring you guys. I hope I'm not boring you. Meri, you need to watch All the Light We Cannot See. You need to watch All the Light We Cannot See. Oh, really? Is that a movie, a holiday movie? Is that on Netflix, Becky? Chris says, I gotta go. I need to finish some material for English class. Okay, Chris, have a great day. You take care. On Netflix, it's a mini-series. Oh, really? Now I want to go order it. Right away, Netflix. But I think I'll wait till next week to order my Netflix, my budgeting. I kind of spent money last week going shopping. No, it was not last week. It was this week. I need to wait for my check to come in. I need to wait for my ship to come in. Bye, Chris. Have a great day. Fill us in, Becky. What is it about? All the Light You Cannot See. Hi, Joyce. Good morning, Joyce. It's good to see you. Becky said that's dangerous. What's dangerous? Let's see. Let's see. Chris said, I'll probably stream tomorrow, if I can, at 8 a.m. Eastern approximately. Chris, I think, just left, but she streams on Saturday and Sunday mornings. Chris, and I cannot pronounce her last name. I want to say Kailu, but she's down in Mexico, so you're up tomorrow morning around, well, depending on what time you get up, at 8 a.m. Eastern. Is 9 a.m. Central and 10 a.m. 7 a.m. Central, 6 a.m. Mountain, 5 a.m. Pacific. No, Lori is on Thursday, Kimberly says, at 10 a.m. Eastern, and Sunday at 11 a.m. Does she come on Tuesday mornings? Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Paint Girly is Thursday and Sunday, Chaz says. See, you guys know more than I do. And Arlene dropped the link to Art Junkie, who is Shannon. She's on at 3 Eastern, I believe, today. Kathy Berg is supposed to come on at 10 a.m. this morning, impromptu. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting us know. Kimberly dropped the, as you scroll up, Kimberly dropped the link to Kathy Berg's channel, and it's an impromptu at 10 a.m. Eastern. And Arlene dropped a link to Barb Owen. Shannon is on at 3 p.m. So I think I'm caught up with all that. Beck said, oh, it's a World War II story. All the light you cannot see. I enjoy World War II stories. I don't know why. I think it's because my parents served in the, that was their generation. And I have read a lot of World War II books. A lot of the ladies that served in the military during World War II. Switchboard operators, I think they called them switchboard soldiers. Served over in France. That was the latest book that I read. Hi, Little Red Wagon, Renee, Suzanne. Good morning. Well, the peanut gallery, that's fine. Don't eat too many peanuts. Kimberly says, Dar, the nerve. A cat was on our path. Beef was so shocked. She just stood there. The kitty took off. I forget, what did Becky say that was dangerous? I missed that. Becky said, that's dangerous. Chris said, I'll probably stream tomorrow. No, Lori. Kathy Berg is supposed to come on at 10 a.m. Eastern this morning. I don't know what was dangerous that Becky said was dangerous. Oh, smoking and oxygen. Yeah. My mother's youngest sister, who's passed away now, I think all my mother's sisters have passed away. She was on oxygen, both she and her husband. They must have smoked up a storm when they were younger, but I didn't know them without an oxygen tank. Her husband, they lived in the foothills of Colorado, and her husband drove a road grader back in the day. And she loved to paint rocks. Well, I'll tell you, she's probably up in heaven now painting rocks, painting the moon rocks. She would have liked some of the art that's going on YouTube, the rock painting stuff. She was a rock painter. She loved to collect them and everything. She tried to, I lived out in Colorado for a while. That's how I got to know them. I worked a job out there. And she tried to match me up with her friend's son. He took me out a couple of times, but he took me to this restaurant and kind of complained about the cost of food. And I remember telling my mom about it. And we kind of laughed because I broke it off with him. I wasn't interested. They tried to match me up with him. And he wasn't my type. And, well, mostly because I felt like if I would have gotten with him, he would have financially strangled me. Although I was working, I earned my own money, and I told my mom about that. And we laughed because he eventually got married, and they were complaining about his wife spending all of his money on clothes. I said, Mom, see, I was right. I kind of figured it out on my own, you know. I remember he took me out once. Took me out at that restaurant was in a mall. And I don't know, he drove around and around and around that mall. I'm going, are you ashamed to be seen with me? Do you actually want to go in? And I think he was looking for a good place to park. I'm going, let's just get out. You know, I don't mind walking. That's what I tell my brother now. My brother likes to get as close as he can. My brother doesn't like to walk a lot. Says it hurts his feet. And I keep thinking that his feet wouldn't hurt so much if he got more exercise. But I don't know, kind of assuming that his feet would be. I know when I went out and worked in the garden and cut all of his peonies down, I had a backache for a couple days. And I didn't complain about it because I know he complains about his back, but I honestly think that if he would do a little more bending, his back wouldn't hurt so much. But I can't tell him anything. Can't tell him anything. He knows more than me. He actually does probably, but that doesn't mean I don't have any good thoughts. Anyway, I never married the guy they wanted me to hook up with. You know, all the aunts and uncles were thinking, let's hook her up and get her married off. And I was still young then. I was still leading my life. I was pretty career-minded. Not that I advanced that far, but it was all about my job and finding jobs and getting skills. Back then was a big thing. Yeah, I don't regret any of the decisions that I made. It'd be nice to have a family and grandkids, but I love the family I have. I'm grateful for the roof over my head and my nephew and my grandniece, and you know. I'm hungry. Thinking about that lemon pie in there. It won't fill you up. It's sugar, Meri. You need to eat something nutritious for breakfast. I bought some strawberry jam the other day. Probably not good for me either, but I bought whole grain toast. Does that help? Bread. And I bought all these veggies. Gonna make another big pot of soup. I'll be eating on that for a couple weeks. A week at least. I think I've lost some weight. Just a couple pounds. I think I've lost some weight. I can tell it in my jeans. Oh no! I split it again. How did that get split? I didn't cut that. Did I cut the wrong end? Did I fold it wrong maybe? I didn't cut it. Well, that one's not good. I'll put another journal page. Another art journal page. All that cutting. Shoot. I'm going to check this one out before I spend all my time cutting it. I think I might have had it folded wrong because I know I didn't cut it. The folds are right here. I didn't cut across there. Wonder how come I didn't cut down that way. I'm gonna have to review my video and see what I did. Becky said she had 2 boiled eggs. Maybe that's what I'll make. I've got some grated cheese out there that I need to use up. Maybe I'll make me an omelet. That sounds good. If you are on oxygen and still smoke, it messes up your oxygen saturation. Probably does. What did you do for my career? I was a computer programmer. Toward the end, they called us systems analysts, although that's a big name that means computer programming, consulting. I worked both full-time and consulting. Got into the consulting in year 2K stuff. They sent me all around the country. Worked mostly on COBOL programs, insurance and credit card processing, and insurance were the 2 main industries. I worked on TRICARE, for those of you that are in the military. The company I worked for up in Madison, Wisconsin, had a big 5-10 year, they renewed it every 5 years, military contract for insurance TRICARE stuff. I worked on the provider screens, which were the providers are the doctors and, the hospitals and that, in their big insurance system. And then, it was pretty interesting. I miss it a lot. I liked computer programming because I liked the solving the, after the insurance, the TRICARE, I worked for an insurance company, property and casualty. That was my last full-time job. It was property and casualty insurance, and I worked on the support team, and that was interesting. I worked on this one project one system that nobody wanted. Everybody hated that system, but they needed it, I guess. It was a reporting system, and even the managers didn't like it, but they kept it. They probably don't keep it now, but they outsourced. The early 2000s, 2007, 2008, companies started outsourcing a lot of this mainframe work to the Philippines. They sold the company to an Australian company, Chaz, an Australian company, which was, I can't even remember the name of it now. Big property and casualty insurance. It escapes my tongue now, but because I've been out of it. And then right after that, I worked for that same same contract position, the same company, not TRICARE. It was their other insurance stuff, healthcare and insurance were the main industries that I worked in. Although I did work for a marketing company in my, when I was first getting started in the consulting in the mid-90s. I worked for a student loan processing company. Boy, I hated that. I'm not in favor of student loans, in case you guys know. I think that whole industry needs to be regulated a little bit more. I think a lot of the students get cheated out of let's put it this way. Any place that there's money, there's going to be fraud. And I'm not saying the students are fraud, but I think a lot of the colleges were more concerned about getting the student loan money than actually giving the students a good education. And actually the students were there to, in the 60s and 70s, it's a whole different era. That was when the Vietnam War was going on. There was a lot of protesting and, a lot of drugs and all of that among the students, although I didn't get involved in all of that. And then I had all the differences with my teachers about education, and I was all for homeschooling, and that didn't go over too well with the teachers' unions. And it still doesn't go over too well. I'm going to have to see what happened to that ballot. On the ballot, they voted to put it on the ballot. I don't know how it went, that private schools couldn't get any. Here in Nebraska, it's a pretty conservative state, and they were allowing private schools to get some state funding, which I think should happen because parents who send their kids to private schools still have to pay their taxes. And I think if you pay in, you should get I'm not saying they should get hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they should get something out of the taxes like everybody else. If you pay in, you should get some benefit. That's my reasoning. I don't care if you're Catholic or atheist. If you support it, you should get the same type of benefit that everybody else who supports it. That's my thought. If you have to pay in, you should have the benefit of getting it out. And they did here in Nebraska. And there's a group of people who petitioned to have that removed, to where private schools, and not just religious schools, private schools would not have the same benefit of state funds. The separation of church and state, I think they were going on, and they put it back on the ballot, and I don't know how that turned out. I don't know if it was on this primary. It might be on the ballot in November. We're going to vote on it. I mean, I don't mind public education getting money, but hey, you should have, the people that pay in should get the same benefit as the other people that pay in. If you pay your taxes, send your kids to private school. But they say, oh, the public schools are getting cheated. Well, they're not getting cheated. They're just not getting as much because they were cheating. They were taking money from they paid in, but also private people pay in too, private school parents. So I don't know. It's just my opinion. It seems fair to me. And yes, a lot of it is church related, a lot of Catholic schools, and we have some Lutheran schools around here. I think that mostly around here, the church schools are Catholic and Lutheran, and I'm not either. I'm all for homeschooling. I think if you have the energy and the smarts and the time to dedicate it, take that time at least through your elementary years. I'm all for homeschooling. I'm not saying everybody is going to be able to do that or should do that, but I think that your kids being taught by your parents at home, if you possibly can, are going to benefit later in life. They're going to be so much more further ahead because there's more discipline. But not every parent is a teacher, and not every parent has the time and the money to do all of that. So 6 of one and half a dozen of another. But I'm all for homeschooling. And when I was going to college, homeschooling, when I was in teachers college, homeschooling was just being discussed. It was not it wasn't state regulated, and there was a lot of controversy. And I differed with a lot of it. I never taught, and now I'm thankful. Chris is a teacher. I wanted to teach art. That was what I wanted to teach, but here I am playing art. And I think I would have done good by the kids as an art teacher. I think I would have made a good art teacher. I probably would have to be a little bit more disciplined with my projects and everything, but I would have got there. All right, Meri's on her soapbox. Let's refresh my chat. see what's going on out there. Arlene says, Wyoming makes homeschooling parents pay the public school tax, but also makes parents pay extra if the homeschooled children play public school sports or use the, yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, it's a controversy. And there's always two sides to the story. I know, you know, I'm all for public schools, and I'm all for good public schools and having good teachers. But I don't think that parents who want to homeschool their kids or send their kids to a private school, if they pay their taxes, I don't think that they should be restricted from getting benefit from the state because they pay into the state or the local or whatever. They have to pay just like everybody else does. Hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Eternity, Mr. Eternity. Good morning. Hi, Leah. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Student loans are a scam. I kind of think so. They meant well when they loan money, when they started loaning so much money to kids back in the day. It's another thing where it was for a good purpose. But and I think it was kind of both sides. You know, I'm not blaming the schools, I'm not blaming the government, and I'm certainly not blaming the students. But I know I couldn't have not gone to college at all if I wouldn't have had my student loan back in the day. And I don't want to talk about all that I went through, but I know I didn't start out when saying, oh, I'm going to rob the government, you know. I'm not going to go to school and you know, take the money and run was the big phrase back in the day. I didn't have, you know, I actually, when I went to school, I was a lost soul. Back when I was 17, 18 years old, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I believed. One of the benefits of getting out on my own was I grew up a lot. And at that age, when you're 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, unless you have the benefit of good parent instruction and good home instruction or good community instruction, those kids who do the best are the kids who know who they are when they leave home. And I can't say at that time and place that was me. I had to learn a lot. And I'm thankful for it because it's made me the person who I am today. But I've made a lot of mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes unless you're perfect. And if you're that perfect, well, I'm not sure I want to be around you because I'll feel guilty forever. And, you know, but I also think that the colleges kind of take advantage or have taken advantage. I don't know today because I'm out of it. I don't care about it anymore. But I think that a lot of the colleges in the early 70s took advantage of a lot of the lower income to get money for their colleges, you know, money to pay their teachers and all of that. So I think student loans, whole thing needs to be. And it is a big controversy, not now because of all of the other stuff going on, but student loan debt is horrible. And what these kids have to pay in tuition now just makes me cringe. My student loan debt was not that big. But these kids that have to pay $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in debt, I mean, they graduate and, you know, they go from practically having no jobs right out of school to having all that big debt. I don't know. I'm not all for that. So there's my soapbox. Get me off of that. Don't get me on to politics. Don't get me on to current events. Let's talk art. This is the last one. I messed up one, but I might just do 5 instead of 6. I don't think I want to do another big one. We'll move on to something else. I'm getting hungry. That omelet sounding better and better. I had fish and chips yesterday, which was really just fried cod, probably frozen, and French fries. They called it fish and chips. But, or three decent sized pieces. Told my brother I can't eat all that. So I brought it home. I have 2 pieces of fish in the freezer that I can have for lunches. Put it in the freezer. The salad itself would have been enough. A salad was regular salad bowl, probably about 5 inches in diameter. It wasn't a chef platter, but boy, it was pretty good salad. That filled me up, really. I should be losing 80 pounds. I haven't been eating a whole lot lately, and when I do have a big dish like that, it fills me up. But it was fun. It was nice to go out. I cheated, and I had a glass of pink lemonade. I like my pink lemonade. It was probably too sugary. But I brought fish home. I brought home a piece of pie. Lemon meringue. My brother got pumpkin. What else is going on out there? Chaz says, Kimberly, Arlene. Oh, Wendy. Hi, Wendy Benson. Good morning, Wendy, if you're still out there. Thanks for popping in. Thank you for joining us on a Friday morning. You're new to me. Are you an artsy person? Let's see. Let me go to your channel and see if you have a channel. No, that's just her. That's her name. She doesn't stream with that name. Good morning, Wendy. Becky said, that's a heavy carb meal. All that breading and the fries. Yeah. I was naughty yesterday. I had more, but I'll be good this week. I've been living off of vegetable soup, to tell you the truth. So you gotta cheat sometimes. You gotta have some. Yeah, it was breaded fish, but I only ate 1 piece. I brought the other 2 pieces home, so I only had 1 piece yesterday. I did eat the fries. I brought the other 2 pieces of fish home. I ate the salad, had a nice salad. Renee, Suzanne, Arlene says, my son is deaf, but his health is good. The schools just are not good for deaf kids. You already know that. Yeah. Have you guys, you probably haven't because, but our Nebraska volleyball team, we're number 1. I'll tell you, they're doing pretty darn good. I think they beat this at the state level, well, they're college volleyball, I think. And they beat the other colleges, and now they played Penn State. I think they're going to be the champions this year. What got me off on that? I don't know. My grandniece likes her volleyball. She went up and her parents took her to one of the state games, and she got to watch them play, and she got to meet some of the players, and she got her picture taken with them. And yeah, her parents make sure she gets to do things like that. My parents would have never done that. Couldn't afford it. But that's good. That was good. She plays basketball. I don't think she's doing much swimming this year. And I don't think she used to play softball, but I think she kind of gave that up too. I don't know what. And I don't know. She used to be pretty smart at academics. I don't know what her academic level is how she's doing in school. I haven't asked. All right. I think I'm done snipping away here. Maybe make this a little bigger. And then I have to hunt out my pattern. What I did with my pattern, it's probably in here someplace. And I'll start making some shorter ones. Probably my pattern started down in here. This whole area here, bring it up. Because I want this part. I just need this moved up. So there's that. We're going to stop on this now. I got 5 of them. That's enough for the big ones. And I think I'm going to work a little on my, let's open this up. I think I'm going to work a little on my Santa dolls. Get those done. And I'm tatting. I'm working on my tatting. I'm trying to, my goal is to, at least the shuttle tatting. I'm a needle tatter. And shuttle tatting is a challenge for me. Let's see if I can cut this. I might have to cut these with the knife because this is pretty strong cardboard. And these are going to be my base for my Santa dolls. I think if I get them off of this big sheet, that's the challenge. Yeah. Renee says, schools, I agree, schools here are just not prepared to educate the multi-disabled, medically fragile children in classrooms nor homebound. So I took over. Yeah. The parents really, for the kids that are disabled, the parents really have to step in and some of them do probably a better job than the teachers would, but I don't know. I can't address that too much because I haven't had too much exposure to that, but if you have, you know. This is going to be saved. And I don't know. It might be easier to get my cutting board out. Let's see. Let's get a cutting board. This is a Dollar General cutting. It's supposed to be a self-healing mat. And I got that and this. I think it might be easier to This is pretty strong stuff. I'm going to make cotton batting Santas. Not even through it. It's going to be a challenge to cut these out. But they're nice and yeah, I can't. Strong. And I don't want to cut my Santas apart until I printed. Taking a good scan, and my scanner is on the phone that's... I had trouble logging on this morning. I don't know. My other phone was not going live. Boy, I'll tell you, that's I'm wondering if I need to snap that blade because for some reason that cardboard is extra strong. This made good book board. It's the back of that drawing tablet. All right. How much of a blade I have left here. Put my let's do this one because it's got more room. Yeah, I've been tatting Christmas wreaths. I've got 20. I think I'm on number 23 now. And I'm going to tat on Christmas wreaths until about December 5th and see how many I can get. I should take some time and starch what I have, but maybe when I get to number 30, I'll take the time and starch them up because they're going to be starched. Let's see if that's just a dull blade. I think my blade needs to be snapped. Yeah, I just snapped it not too long ago, but they get pretty dull because I used the very tip of it. And to snap it, you just grab a hold of it and bend it. I might have to push it out one more. And I turn my head. I don't know what flew. Something flew. I don't know what flew, but it is. And then I'm making sure that I put that in the trash so I don't step on it. Maybe I just bumped something over there. Let's see if I can cut any better here. These blades on this knife, they get too short and I can't use the last few. They fall out of the knife. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's cutting much better. Still pretty strong stuff though. And I got this all messed up. I might have trouble cutting these out. Cutting them apart is hard. I'm all about cutting and painting this morning. What time is it? I've only got a half hour left, so I'm just going to work on these. I want to thank you all for coming and spending your Friday morning with me. I appreciate it. See if I can't do a better job of cutting this. Almost need a saw to cut this. Strong cardboard. It was just the back of the drawing tablet. Well, it doesn't matter if that tears, but I don't want it to tear anymore. Now, I don't know about cutting these out. So I can't see where I went. I should probably, when you do this type of work, you should probably cut the delicate areas out first, like the curves, because you have all of this to grip onto. If I cut this out first, I don't have the same grip to do this. So let me work on this head first. And I'll probably have to use more than one blade. I wonder how my scissors might be easier just to cut it like this. Maybe I'll get my Tim Holtz scissors out. Although those are pretty good. These might cut better. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Timmy Holtz scissors. Save the day. And cut all the extra space away. And this is just going to be background. This is what the cotton batting will be wrapped around and his face will go in there. I'm going to have to look or make for little Christmas decorations. Maybe I should save some of these scraps for trees and what else? Trees and a lantern, and I'll have to look at some old postcards and see what he's carrying. Dolls, sack of toys. And he's going to have a white coat on so the feet won't even show. He'll have black boots and black gloves. Yeah, these Tim Holtz scissors are pretty good tools. They won't cut everything, but they're not a chainsaw, but they do pretty darn good. So what are you all up to today? Oh, my chat went away. Refresh my chat. What? I saw something fly. Also, Leah said, yeah, something flew over here. I don't know what it was. I don't see anything out of the... It wasn't a blade. I don't know what it was. I need to catch up watching some of my channels. I'm behind on my Becky streams. I think she did a I saw words on brown paper. Is that one of her Wonderlust pages? Maybe I'll work on that tonight in my night stream, work on the Wonderlust journal. And I think she did something else. I can't remember what it was. I need to catch up with my Becky streams. Janet Nash, I haven't, tell you, I haven't been, I've been running around like a chicken with its head cut off. Well, we'll get a couple of them cut out. What time is it? It's 8:30, 8:32. And these are just the base. They're a nice strong base, though. They'll make a nice ornament. Make nice Santa Clauses. If I can get it. And I want to do some stamp carving. I don't know if I'll do that tonight, though, because I think I'll work on my Wonderlust journal tonight. See what Becky's doing out there. I'd like to sew some of those pages. Maybe I'll try that this afternoon. I've got some mending I need to do on my sewing machine. Should I save some of this? I don't know. I hate to throw it all away because I might need it for little bits and bobs. Let me get an envelope out. Hold on. Hold the phone. Let me reach up here and grab an envelope. A little one will do. I use these. I bought some smaller envelopes. Put them out with my tatting. Over the Christmas holiday, when we have the Christmas and New Year, kind of the end of the year stuff, I'm going to put my tatting journal away, and I've been keeping track of my tatting with these type of envelopes. I'm going to say this in case I might need it. If I always can throw them away. All right, I've got a couple more here to cut. These are skinnier. You need Tim Holtz scissors. Yep, these are what they are, Tim Holtz scissors. That's what I'm using. Leah, what did Leah say? Those Tim Holtz scissors make a difference. They sure do. Leah said, I won the Creative Wonderlust book from Dee Dee. It's transforming me. Really? Wow. That's cool. Congratulations on the win, Leah. I haven't been watching Dee Dee lately. Haven't been watching anybody. I've been missing. I usually watch Becky and Dee Dee for sure. But I've been missing Barb. I've been missing Janet Nash. I've been missing a lot of people. I've been watching some movies. Watched a movie yesterday. I forget the name of it. But it was on Prime. It's about this girl who grew up in Minnesota. Her dad was a farmer, and her mother and her little brother were killed in an accident, a car accident, and she found them. And then she was, whole story, she was kind of rebellious. And I guess she was, the end of the story, she was raped by her uncle several times. And that turned her into a rebellious. And she got in trouble down in Florida, age 22. She was hooking, and she got picked up. And anyway, she went to live with this rich lady. And the rich lady, they formed a relationship, it was the whole plot. It was a good movie. It was a good movie. I forget the name of it. It's on Prime. Cut it off here. I watched that last night. I kind of like a good movie every now and then, but I was tired. I went to bed early last night, or earlier, and I slept. I slept good last night. But the night before, I did not stream Thursday morning. I didn't sleep a wink the night before. And then when it came time for me to go on, I was just dead tired. So that's why I didn't come on Thursday. Sorry. I have bouts of insomnia, but I was tired yesterday. I caught up on it all, caught up on all my sleep. This doesn't really matter because it's all going to be covered. If I just get the shape in here. If I get these three cut out, I'll be doing good. I've been doing a lot of tatting though, and I'd like to say I could watch streams while I'm tatting, but I lose count on my tatting, even when I'm doing the easy stuff. And those wreaths that I'm making are pretty easy because I'm doing them with needle tatting, and I'm better at needle tatting. The shadow tatting, I'm still at the beginning level, way at the beginning level. I've got the double stitches down pretty good, and I understand in the stream, in the class, I understand what they're doing in some of those advanced work. I call it advanced because it's above my level, above my skill level. But I understand what they're doing, but I have a hard time accomplishing some of that just because I'm not, I have to take things at my level. And sometimes it's frustrating because I see all this beautiful work out there, and it is beautiful. And I want to do it, and I understand what to do, but sometimes I can't quite accomplish it. So my advice to you is, no matter whether you're doing tatting or needlework or art or drawing, if you can't draw like somebody else that you admire, well, admire them and learn from them. I'm learning so much. But don't get frustrated if you can't accomplish the same things that they do, because like some of those gals up there have been tatting, learned from their grandmothers, and they've been tatting all their life. Some of them had 14, 15, 16, 20 years of experience. And I've only been tatting since January. Well, good grief, Meri. Be easy on yourself. I'm going to come in. This is a skinny Santa Claus, but he'll get fattened up. He'll get fattened up. We'll fatten him up. He's going to be, he'll have that big long coat on, and yeah. These are the side views too. He's going to be facing this way, and his coat will come down this way. This is just his feet. And this is a side view too. Where's my Santa Clauses? What did I do with them? I don't know what I did with them right now. They're not here. They were here earlier. Did I put them up here? No. I don't know what I did with them. I'll find them by tonight, maybe. Look at his foot. Oh, dear. I want to save this piece. Get in there. I guess I won't be able to. Kind of chew at it. It'd be get her to come this way, I guess. There. Save that. I might want that for something. Becky's back from her walk. You went for a walk, Becky? Wow. I think we're going to have a cool day. I think it's supposed to be nice next week here, though. I might have to see. I thought I saw it was going to be cool this weekend and nice next week. But sometimes I see that and I don't know what I'm looking at. It doesn't happen. Becky, I was saying that you did words on brown paper. Is that what you did for your Wanderlust journal? I'm going to work on my Wanderlust journal tonight, I think. And I might just, I was thinking I would take some of those pages out to the sewing machine and sew on them. Hi, Teresa. Leah says, Meri, there are some tatted patterns for jewelry and snowflakes that I want to try. I prefer needle tatting also. Yeah. I did a Handy Hands order, Leah, yesterday. I wanted one of those, they call them Tatsy shuttles. Tatsy. You can get them at Handy Hands. I haven't seen them at Amazon, but they hold the larger threads, and they hold more thread if you're working on a smaller size thread. But I like the larger threads still because I'm a beginning tatter and I can see what's, especially for my shuttle. Well, the shuttles I have really, you know, you don't want to go too fat with them. But I also got a book, Leo, that's why I got onto this. I got a book. They have a new book that Tammy was promoting during the stream called Medallions. Well, I'm not so crazy about medallions, but there could be snowflakes. But they also had another book out on the Handy Hands site that was tatting around buttons. And I thought, oh, how cool. So I did get that one because I've got a lot of buttons that I can play with. And it looks, you know, it looks like I could do it with the needle easier than the shuttle, I think, on that type of work because you can get in there. And this canars, Ankars, not canars, I always want to say canars, it's Ankars. I was understanding trying to understand what she said the other day in class. It's a loop on loop, I think, it was stacked loops technique. She said that's that's what you're doing is the stacked loops. But the Ankars is a way to do it. Because the Ankars it's better, it's easier with the shuttle. But I was watching a video yesterday where, because I was trying to see how many people out there actually did Ankars. I wanted to see if there were more videos than just our group. And there are, but a lot of them are in Russian. Ankars was developed by a Russian tatters. And so a lot of that is, well, it could be Greek too, but I think a lot of the language is not in English, so I can't understand the words. You can watch the videos, and sometimes you can translate, and sometimes it's translated for you, but the foreign languages. But I ran across one that was done by, and I saved it off, a needle tatter that was doing the stacked loop kind of, but not the Ankars technique. The Ankars technique is really better done with a shuttle than a needle because you do true rings, and true rings, you're working off of your needle thread, not the ball thread. And you eventually run out of needle thread, and you have to do a lot of adding more thread. And with that tight technique, it can be quite challenging. And I don't know if I'm going to get the project done. I'll be happy if I get some rings done. I don't know if I'll get the whole, I mean, they're working on earrings and bracelets and pins, and I mean, they're advanced tatters. You cannot convince me that they're not advanced, because that, and I truthfully feel, you know, it's her class, so I'm not going to tell her what to do. But I know, coming as a beginner in the class, a true beginner, not somebody who tatted for a while in the past and gave it up and still has the skill, and just picking up again. That's okay to do that. But I'm talking to somebody who's never tatted before. And I tried to tat when I was younger, but I probably had the same problem I'm having now with the shuttle, and I just gave it up. Wasn't really a tatter. And I mean, I probably tried it once or twice, and that was it. But a true beginner, it's nice to be in a group of advanced tatters, because you're challenged. I love the challenge. And you just learn a lot. You learn a lot. And that's what I like about it. But I truthfully think that the projects themselves should be advanced, intermediate, and beginner. And a beginner, and you could use the same pattern. And for somebody who's a beginner, they should not be expected to do the same work as, and I'm not saying that they are, because I think what they do is just, I think their attitude is just learn and do what you can. I think that's what they're thinking. But if I get the end cars done with 2 rings, 3 rings, and don't get any further than that, I think that that's a true beginner project. And end cars is a pretty developed technique. It isn't, you know, but for somebody who's tatted for 14 or 15 years, I mean, they're spitting out projects that are just beautiful, but I can't do that because I'm still learning how to shuttle tat. I'm still learning how to do joins with the shuttle. I can do them with the needle just fine. But, you know, I'm still learning how to make nice rings and join my rings and close the rings. I've been having some trouble closing the rings, and I think it's because I'm flipping it. I know I'm paying attention to when I tat to flip it, but some reason or another, I don't think I'm flipping it the right way, because, and then the rings that I've completed and pulled them tight, they look nice, but I was pulling the wrong thread. When I go to join my second ring, it won't close because I pulled the wrong thread. And so that's what I'm trying to conquer right now in my shuttle tatting. And I think I figured out what I did wrong. I have to go back, and I'm still practicing it. So while everybody else is spitting out all these beautiful projects, I'm trying to do my rings. And I'm not about that. I feel like sometimes I'm the only one out there asking for help. I know I'm not, but sometimes that just feels like it. Here's Meri again. What does she want now? Why is she even in our class? This has got a extra. I think this was the back of the book here. I mean, I know there's some other beginners in there, but it takes courage to ask for help, and then ask for help again, and then ask for it again, and then say, I still need help on this. So no matter what you're doing, don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. And ask repeatedly if you need it. Now I'm talking to myself there because I've been asking repeatedly. And Katia helped me a lot. But I don't think I have. There's something I'm doing wrong between my shuttle when I'm shuttle tatting. And I think I figured it out this morning, but I need to try it yet. And I ordered that larger taxi shuttle so I can work with the larger thread. Because even when I work with number 10 thread, which is considered like rope for some of those tatters. I mean, number 10 they work with 40 and 50, 80, 120. But with the number 10 thread, sometimes I can't see where my stitches, I can see the stitches, but I can't figure out what I did wrong with them after I've closed that ring. And with the larger threads, I can usually see, where the loop is and, where did it go wrong. And I think I figured it out this morning. And then there's metallics and beading. I haven't beaded. I'm just saving that for I understand the beading. The only beading I did, and I can't find them. They're probably over on this shelf over to the next of me because I was showing him. I did the words Meri tats in those alphabet beads. And I want to make a tassel for my tatting journal. And I can't find the Meri tats pieces that I did. Look, his head is, I'm going to have to round off his head. But it's going to be okay because he's going to have a cloak on anyway. So if I get these cut apart in the next 8 minutes, I'll be doing good. Let's stop. So what did I do this morning? I worked on my tree. I shaved down that spot. We did a haul. I want to say happy birthday to Judy Patton. She sent this autumn card. That'll go in my November journal. I want to say happy birthday to her. She had a birthday on November 1st. So happy birthday, Judy. And let's see, I cut out trees. Cut out paper trees. We did the haul. I showed my brother's pop can car. What else? I have other things I want to do, but, just have to do it as I get to it, I guess. Tonight I'm going to work on the Wonderlust journal, a little at least. I'm going to go watch Becky's video and see what she's out there doing. And I might try to sew some of those pages. I wanted to do some stitching on them. And I know Becky has said she's only going to do a certain number of pages. Or anyway, that's what she said before. And the rest is up to us. So what do I have? I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's the number of. So it is 8:55. I'm at a good stopping point. Let me put these away. I'm at a good stopping point. So Stacy Catitude, Kathy Arbor, Barb Owen, Shannon Pratt, who's Art Junkie. They're all going to be on today, and I will be back again at 7:30. 5 pages. Becky said she's working on 5 pages, and I think those are double page layouts. Leah said she got very overwhelmed by the class. I watched to try to learn, but it's too hard for me. Yeah, I truthfully think if Tammy would set guidelines for a beginner and say, if you're just learning, if you're a true beginner, and I am a true beginner, if you can do this technique And you need to, like these shuttle rings that I'm working on, and I could get them out and show you, but maybe I'll show them tonight. You need to make them over and over and over. And you know, if you can conquer one technique out of that big pattern, because the patterns, I think Tammy picks the patterns based on what she's wants to teach, like the end cars, you know, and she's got the talented, experienced, advanced tatters to serve too. And, you know, she wants to keep them challenged, and that end cars is a challenging technique. And so, but for the beginner tatters, I had to, truthfully, I had to figure out that it didn't work so well with the needle. And I eventually changed to the shuttle. Well, what happens with the needle, you can do it with the needle, but you got all this extra thread, you know, like 10 yards of thread pulling through your, you know, and I can work with large pieces of thread, but if you do it over and over and over and over for the whole piece, it's very difficult to keep your thread straight. So now it's easier to do with the shuttle, but now I'm learning shuttle techniques. And so over between now and Thanksgiving, if we're on a break, our class now doesn't start until after I think it's the 28th is the next class. If I can get that shuttle technique done, and I'll bet you that I've made at least 15 rings with the shuttle, and I'm having trouble. I can do this. I'm even getting my glide in there. Not perfect, not like the advanced. They go, I mean, they're like a machine. And I'm going, okay. I go under and over, and now I go over. And now what did I do last? So, you know, I'm still adjusting to it. But I truthfully think a beginner should have a beginner skill level. And the intermediates should have an intermediate skill level so that you feel like you've accomplished at least the level you're at. It's too easy for beginners to give up because they cannot accomplish this beautiful jewelry. And they're beading and they're using this advanced technique, and they are doing these all sorts of jewelry, earrings and pendants, and you know, and it's beautiful work, it's gorgeous, but I'm not at that level. And as long as I'm on that, I want to say something about designing patterns too. I think that if you're a beginner like I am, and if you want to design, I think that you should go for it. I don't think that you have to be an advanced tatter to design, because that's like saying your ideas that you have, even if you can't accomplish it now, you need to get those ideas that are coming to you down on paper at least. And I find a certain amount of discouragement in now, and I'm still trying to figure out if that's just me thinking it, or if that's being subtly suggested to me that you won't make a good designer until you're advanced, until you can do this stuff perfectly. And I have trouble with that, but I'm not sure that that's what the other people are thinking. So that's kind of something I'm working through in my head. And it may not be coming from them, but I feel it. And sometimes when you feel that, it's being suggested to you, but not communicated directly to you. So and I can't sit here and say that's been said to me, but I feel it. And it makes me a little irritated, because I can remember when I was doing cross stitch, I was very good at, or I thought I was good. I was offering all these free patterns that weren't perfect, but I also had a friend. I was doing cross stitch on about.com, even on AOL.com, and I had a friend who wanted to design, but she was not that great at cross stitching, and her designs were kind of elementary. But then I had another advanced people tell me in a private message, do not encourage her. And that made me mad. And it kind of comes from my college level too. Because I feel like if somebody has the desire to do something, it's coming from within of them, and they may not be able to accomplish it right away with their skill level. But I don't think they should be discouraged from doing using their talent to do where they are, because they're all enthused. And to tell you the truth, I looked at her designs, and yeah, they were elementary. But that same year, this was several years ago, that same year, I opened up a Martha Stewart magazine, and she had some cross-stitch designs in there that were very elementary. And I'm not criticizing Martha Stewart, but my attitude was, if those designs, my friend who wanted to design so bad, who I was told by a more advanced stitcher not to encourage her, her designs were every bit as good as the ones that were published in Martha Stewart's magazine. So when I encounter this, whatever's coming toward me, whether it's in my head or whatever it is, I have this feeling that I'm dealing with, that if you're not advanced, you shouldn't attempt to design something. And I think that's foolish. I think that's foolishness. You should at least get your thoughts and your ideas down on paper to when your skill level is like, eventually I'm going to figure out this shuttle tatting. I'm going to work at it until I get it. And, 5 years from now, I want to be able to do beautiful work, like maybe not somebody who's done 20 years, but I want to be able to do beautiful work. But I want to do beautiful work that's my work. And these ideas that are coming to me now, I at least want to get them down on paper, and maybe even fool around with it. Learn how to write a pattern, and whether it's a cross stitch or a needlework or whatever it is. And this can apply to art too. If you're a beginner art journaler, and if somebody is working circles around you, or a painter or a drawer or whatever, somebody's working circles. Like me, I don't do realistic art that well. If you compare me to Dee Dee, and that's what it is, it's comparison. If you compare my work to Dee Dee is much more advanced than I am. Dee Dee does beautiful portraiture. She does these animal portraits that just blow me away. But that doesn't mean that I can't do an animal portrait and be happy with what I've done. And I'm a little bit more advanced than some of the other people, but that doesn't mean that I think that they shouldn't paint a turkey if they want to paint a turkey. I think that they should be encouraged, because that desire to do art is coming from inside of them. So Meri's been on her soapbox all morning. I think I'm going to go tat and maybe sketch some of my ideas that are floating around in my head. Sherry Van says she agrees 100%. Hi, Becky. Have a great day, too. I'm going to go watch some Becky videos. I hope nobody from our tatting class other than Leah heard all this spiel. But it's things that are going through my head. Now, whether that's actually what's happening on their side or not, I can't say that for sure. But I feel it, and I think if you feel it, there's something there. And it may not be intended directly at you, and so I decided that I'm just going to go my way and do what I want to do, and, hope that somebody from the tatting class doesn't hear this spiel, because I probably get in trouble. I'm going to keep on tatting. All right. You all have a great day. Have a great afternoon. Go do some art at your skill level and enjoy it. Bye.